Hey guys, be sure to press like and subscribe. Today we're going to be talking about the expat family in the Philippines. One thing about the expat family that I have to say is that Filipinos are probably the most loving and welcoming people that you'll ever meet in your entire life. And I mean that sincerely. Is that this? When you come over here, even on the first day, if you met your girlfriend online or something like that, in most cases you'll feel like you've known that person all your life. And you'll be welcomed in the family in the same respect. Now I've been here for quite a while, and the thing that I noticed when I got here was that even on my first whole day here, I felt like I had been in that situation all my life, and I think a lot of you guys will too. And the other thing is, when you have neighbors around here or you start making friends, you'll feel like they're your family, because you'll be welcomed into their families too. So you have an extended family here in the Philippines. And I'm sure when you see the comments here, most guys that have lived here for a while have really, really solid foundation friendships here, whereas back in the U.S., a lot of us didn't. And we get accepted into these families. Like, it's incredible. Like when you make a friend here, it's a friend for life usually. And I'm not saying all relationships are going to be perfect, but I mean, I have a relationship with my neighbors, okay? And it's almost like they're like my sister and my brother. It's that close. And their child is my godchild. My godchild, the one that you see on here sometimes. You guys have seen her on here. As a matter of fact, I just saw her two seconds ago. Sometimes she comes over to the house. Either my daughter will bring her over, or my girlfriend will bring her over, and they'll put her in the bed to wake me up in the morning, so I get woken up with a hand in my face or something. And it's a good feeling to have that, to have a family feeling over here, because you just feel like you're part of the Philippines now. You feel like you belong here. And there's nothing better than the feeling of belonging to a family. And all of us at our age, we've been married before, and sometimes even when you're in a feeling, you don't feel like, even when you're in a family, you feel like you're not a part of that family sometimes. In the past, I've been in, part of a family, but didn't feel like I was part of that family, because they didn't make me feel like I was a dad. Instead, I felt like I was an ATM. And a lot of you guys have gone through that. Some of you haven't, but the majority of us have, and we were put into that position either by our kids or our ex-wife or whatever. And over here, the majority of the time, that doesn't happen. I know we all talk about scammers over here and stuff like that, but when you find a good woman over here and you get into a good family, you don't usually have that situation. We have extended family over here where the nieces and nephews come over, and I feel like they're my kids kind of. They call me dad, and to me, that means a lot to me when somebody calls me dad, and when my kids call me dad, and my kids come up and give me hugs all the time. My little boy comes up and gives me a hug in the morning or whatever. My daughter comes up and gives me a hug, and my nieces come up and give me a hug. My little godchild comes up and, she's hugging me and pulling up my hair and stuff like that. There's nothing better than that feeling in the world. There's nothing better than that feeling, And for us coming over here, empty-handed emotionally, all of us need that love, because when we leave the States, we're leaving all that behind. So we have to pick up somewhere, and we get that almost immediately over here. And that's one of the magnets that draws a lot of Americans over here and a lot of Westerners over here, is the fact that they know when they get over here, they can find somebody that cares about them. And I have a guy that I met over here, and he's in a relationship. It's kind of a strange relationship, and I want to talk about this also because this is kind of important. And he's with a girl. I'm not sure if the girl really loves him, but she feels bad for him, so she stays with him. She wants to stay with him till the day he dies because of the fact that she's worried about him. Okay, and at least he's getting that kind of care, because he's kind of a hard guy to love. So like, I'll just be honest. Even that's better than nothing in some cases. Because some Americans are hard to love, and there's a lot of them out there. But I do think that the Philippines is a good situation, and I'm not saying for those people. I'm saying for the normal average Joe Blow who knows how to give back in a relationship and knows how to give love back too. If you give love back to these people, you'll get 10 times that back. You know, it's just the way it works over here. It's really hard to explain. It's like no other country in the world, you know, because of it's the values system over here is a lot different than the U.S. A lot of people will say, well, it's because of the money, because you're an ATM machine over here too. I don't think that that's honestly true, you know, because in my situation it's not. You know, I mean, yeah, they count on me, but I can feel an honest and sincere love here that I never got back home much, you know, and it's a quality type of love, okay, versus a type of love that you know if you don't do something back home, they're gonna take off and leave you, and it's just it's for some reason the United States, love comes with terms. There's certain terms that you have to obligations that you have to fulfill, or that love goes away. And yeah, I think there's that quid quo pro is in almost every relationship to a certain extent, but over here, it certainly lessens, and it's more of a natural type of love, okay, for the father over here. That the father is kind of like a leader, but he's also looked at, you know, for support and a natural nuclear family type of love in the family. It's a really kind of hard to explain, but that's the best way I can say it, you know. But it's a good feeling to have that affection coming at you over here. And a lot of you new guys that are coming over here, you got a real treat coming to you if you get into a Filipino family, you know, because there's nothing better than that, you know, because the whole family just kind of welcomes you in. And in some of these families, for you guys, you know, it's going to be tough because some people are going to ask you for money or something like that. Just, you know, tell your girlfriend in advance that you're not going to be handing out money left and right. And some of you guys, I recommend that you do hand out a little bit of money, not much. You know, you don't have to hand out tons of money, hand them $100 bills or something like that. That's not what people are looking for. You know, but I mean, just help them, support them a little bit, you know, because you're kind of all they got sometimes. You know, and don't make it a regular thing, but, you know, help them out when you can afford to. You know, if you have some extra. But I highly recommend also you guys save too. And we've talked about this a little bit. I'm going to be doing a video on that also, guys. But anyway, guys, you know, I just want to put this out there. I thought it was important because, you know, we were talking about the tragedy of expats, of most expats over here. And I just thought this would be a good story for those guys. Because those guys got a real treat coming to them over here when they get involved in a relationship over here, whether it be a marriage or a girlfriend. They really have something really good waiting for them, you know, and it's really going to be interesting to hear their stories in the future. And I'm sure I'll hear some of those stories, you know, because I hear a lot of stories now about these guys with their wives and stuff like that. And most guys are really, really happy. Yeah, some go through divorces and stuff like, you know, when they go back to the States or whatever. That happens because that's what happens when you're bringing some of these girls back to the States. Some of them don't. Some of them get up and leave for whatever because they catch that Western value bug, and it just wrecks them. You know, it wrecks the culture in these girls and the values that they have, you know. And that's why I tell people, try to keep your girlfriend over here or whatever. That's the best thing that you can do. But anyway, guys, God bless. Take care.